and we're going to be in Exodus. We're going to start at 19, verses 5 through 9, and Exodus 20, verses 1 through 20. Exodus 19, 5 through 9 reads, Now therefore, if ye will obey my voice indeed, and keep my covenant, then ye shall be a peculiar treasure unto me above all people.
Hallelujah.
For all the earth is mine. Mm-hmm. And ye shall be unto me a kingdom of priests and an holy nation. These are the words which thou shalt speak unto the children of Israel. And Moses came and called for the elders of the people, and laid before their faces all these words which the Lord commanded them. And all the people answered together and said, All that the Most High hath spoken will we do. And Moses returned the words of the people unto the Most High. And the Most High said unto Moses, Lo, I come unto thee in a thick cloud, that the people may hear when I speak with thee, and believe thee forever. And Moses told the words of the people unto the Most High.
That was verse 9, right? Yes, sir. Go to Exodus 20 and 1.
Exodus 20, verses 1 through 20 reads, And God spake all these words, saying, I am the Most High Yahweh, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt.
Where did he bring us out of?
Out of the land of Egypt.
Hallelujah.
Out of the house of bondage. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image, or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water underneath the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For I, the Most High Yah, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children, unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me, and showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me, and keep my commandments. Thou shalt not take the name of the Most High Yah in vain, for the Most High will not hold him guiltless, and taketh his name in vain. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days shalt thou labor, and do all thy work. But on the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Most High Yah. In it thou shalt not do any work, thou nor thy son, nor thy daughter, nor thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gates. For in 6 days the Most High made heaven and earth, the sea, and all that in them is, and rested the seventh day. Therefore the Most High blessed the seventh day, and hallowed it. Honor thy father and thy mother, that thy days may be long upon the land, which the Most High thy Yah giveth thee. Thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not commit adultery, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife, nor his manservant, nor his maidservant, nor his ox, nor his ass, nor anything that is thy neighbor's. And all the people saw the thunderings, and the lightnings, and the noise of the trumpet, and the mountain smoking. And when the people saw it, and removed, and stood afar off. And they said unto Moses, Speak thou with us, and we will hear. But let not Yah speak with us, lest we die. And Moses said unto the people, Fear not, for Yah is come to prove you, and that his fear may be before your faces, that ye sin not.
That you sin not. So we need to be not only hearers of the word, but doers as well. We say hallelujah for the Torah reading. Hallelujah. So as I said before, we got some people that's here that that don't really know what we are about, but we're glad that they're here. We're glad that they're here, and we were delaying a little bit because we had some people that were unbelievers that would want to come and keep the feast with us, and that's okay. But now they got to just catch it online. It's getting too late. All right, let's go to Leviticus 23 real quick.
23,
on our phone. 2019. Elder got to get up to date with it. Leviticus 23. Did I say 28? 23. Leviticus 23. I got to see where you use the Give me start at verse 1. Keith, did you read?
Yeah. And the Most High spoke unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them concerning the feast of the Most High, which ye shall proclaim to be holy convocations. Even these are my feasts. 6 days shall work be done, but the 7th day is the Sabbath of rest, a holy convocation. Ye shall do no work therein. It is the Sabbath of the Most High in all your dwellings.
So the Sabbath has also been called a feast, and it's been called a holy convocation, right? So all of the individual lights, this right here, scripture is for you. It is a holy convocation. You must gather with your people, even on the Sabbath day. Gather with your people. Shabbat shalom. Happy Sabbath. Where we at? Verse 3? Verse 4. Okay.
These are the feasts of the Most High, even holy convocations, which ye shall proclaim in their seasons. In the 14th day of the first month at even is the Most High's Passover.
Okay. Now, there's a doctrine out there that says, what does it say? That it's a 12-hour.
Yeah, it's part-time Sabbath.
Part-time Sabbath. Part-time lovers. Yeah. Part-time lovers. Yeah. And the Sabbath begins on sunrise Saturday morning, and it ends at sunset Saturday night. That's not biblical. It's not in the Bible, and a lot of these groups need to check themselves on that, because the Bible says what? Let's read it again. We're gonna do what the Bible says to do. We're gonna do exactly what the Bible says to do. Read.
And on the 15th day of the same month is the feast of unleavened bread unto the Most High. 7 days ye shall eat unleavened bread. And the first day ye shall have a holy convocation. Ye shall do no service.
No, go back up to 4. Go back up to 4.
These are the feasts of the Most High, even holy convocations, which ye shall proclaim their season.
Yeah, go up to 3.
6 days. Leviticus 23 and 3.
No, go to 2. I'm sorry.
Leviticus 23.
Just read it all. Go to 2.
Right. Leviticus 23 and 2. Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them concerning the feast of the Most High, which ye shall proclaim to be a holy convocation. Even these are my feasts. 6 days shall work be done, but the 7th day is the Sabbath of rest, a holy convocation. You shall do no work therein. It is the Sabbath of the Most High in all your dwellings.
Wherever you live, it shall be your Sabbath. Wherever you dwell, wherever you live. Come on. No matter what part of the planet you on.
These are the feasts of the Most High, even holy convocations, which ye shall proclaim in their seasons.
Read.
In the 14th day of the first month at even.
At what?
At even.
That's the whole point where we was trying to get to. At even. At even means at evening. At evening. Your Sabbath is just like your Passover. Yah equates them the same way. At even is the Passover begin, and the Sabbath day begin at evening. Same thing.
In the 14th day of the first month at even is the Most High's Passover.
Read.
And on the 15th day of the same month is the feast of unleavened bread unto the Most High. 7 days ye shall eat unleavened bread. And the first day ye shall have a holy convocation. Ye shall do no servile work therein.
That's what we're doing today. This is the first day. The sun's getting ready to go down. We're keeping the Passover. This is the first day. We are gathering the first day. This is what we're doing.
And the first day ye shall have a holy convocation. Ye shall do no servile work therein. But ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Most High. 7 days, and the 7th day is a holy convocation. Ye shall do no servile work therein.
All right, give me Hebrews 10 and 14, because we need to address that point in verse 8 where it says we shall make an offering made by fire. Because we made an offering made by fire in times past. We no longer make an offering made by fire because something happened, something changed.
Hebrews 10 and 13.
Start at verse 1.
Hebrews 10 verse 1. For the law having a shadow of good things to come.
So the law, meaning the law made us sacrifice on the Passover, or made us sacrifice for sin, was just a shadow of what was coming. Yahweh Shai the Messiah was coming. This was a shadow, symbolism of what was coming. Come on.
And not the very image of the things.
And not the very image of the Messiah. Come on.
Can never with those sacrifices which they offered year by year continually make the comers thereunto perfect.
Come on.
For then would they not have ceased to be offered, because that the worshippers once purged should have had no more consequence of conscience of sins. But in those sacrifices there is a remembrance again made of sins every year.
So the sacrifices we make, we have to make all the time. I believe Job made sacrifices for his children, even when he didn't even know what they were doing. Like I would have to do. You understand? I wouldn't know what my kid was doing, my children was doing, so I would have to, just in case they're doing something, I got to make a sacrifice for them. That's what was going on here. But now, since Yahweh Shai has come, we no longer have to do that. It was symbolism of what was coming. Symbolism of what was coming. Now that it's came, now that he has come, what's happening now? Was that it? All I wanted was 4. Okay.
For it is not possible that the blood of bulls and
It's
of
not
goats
possible that the blood of bulls,
and of goats
and of goats
should take away sins.
should take away sins. That means we have to keep coming back and keep coming back. Because there is no forgiveness of sin without the shedding of blood. In other words, something got to die. Right? To cover the disobedience. Yahweh Shai had to come and die to cover the disobedience for Israel. Now, here's the $64,000 question. Could Yahweh Shai cover the sin of any other nation that was not given the law? What could they be disobedient to? It was not given to them. It was given to the children of Israel. They disobeyed. So now they have to be reconciled. Give me Ephesians 2 and 16. I believe it's Ephesians 2 and 16. Y'all all right? I'm going to run through this real quick. Then I'm going to bring y'all right back up.
Ephesians 2 and 16. And that he might reconcile both unto Yah.
That he might do what?
Reconcile both unto Yah.
That he might reconcile both unto Yah. What's both? What do you mean both? Both northern and southern kingdom of life alike, because we have been broken down. You have to know history here to understand what Paul is writing. Read.
And that he might reconcile both unto Yah in one body by the cross, having slain the enmity thereby.
What was the enmity? The enmity was disobedience, the sin, the carnality, the fleshliness, the sin. Read.
And came and preached peace to you which were far off, and to them that were near. For through him we both have access by one Spirit unto the Father. Now therefore you are no more strangers and foreigners, but fellow citizens with the saints and of the household of Yah.
So that's all I wanted, because then I have to go do a whole lot of explaining. Go back to Deuteronomy. Go to Deuteronomy real quick. Let's run through it real quick. Deuteronomy started at verse 1. You want to get in on this out? Deuteronomy 16, verse 1. You want to get in on this? Okay.
Book of Deuteronomy chapter 16, verse 1. Observe the month of Abib and keep the Passover unto Yah the Most High, for in the month of Abib the Most High thy power brought thee forth out of Egypt by night. Thou shalt therefore sacrifice the Passover unto Yah thy power.
Say it again. Thou shalt what?
Thou shalt therefore sacrifice the Passover unto Yah thy power.
That is a key word. You shall sacrifice the Passover. Are we killing any lambs in here today? No. No. You shall sacrifice the Passover. That's a key point. Read on.
Of the flock and of the herd in the place which the Most High shall choose to place his name there.
That's the key point. You only do the sacrifice where he has placed his name. So the sacrifice only was supposed to take place in Jerusalem. Don't sacrifice any of these goats, bullocks, animals, lambs, anything in your own gates. No, that wasn't where the sacrifice was supposed to take place. The sacrifice was only supposed to take place in Jerusalem. Why? Because that's where the Messiah, the Mashiach, was going to be sacrificed. This is, again, a sign, symbolism for what is coming. Read on.
Verse 3. Thou shalt eat no leavened bread with it. 7 days thou shalt eat unleavened bread therewith. Even the bread of affliction.
Come on.
But thou camest forth out of the land of Egypt.
You came out of Egypt. Come on.
That thou mayest remember the day when
That
thou...
you might remember the day. Remember the day. Remember the day. That's the difference. Remember the day. So, we are keeping the Passover today as a memorial because we are remembering, not sacrificing. Two separate different things. We are remembering. Let's get if you will, Aki, you hold Deuteronomy for me, and Brother Ira, you get Exodus 12 for me. Exodus 12 and 14.
Exodus 12 and 14 reads, And this day shall be unto you for a memorial.
There's going to be a what?
A day unto you for a memorial.
For a memorial, means to keep in remembrance. Read.
And you shall keep in a feast to the Most High throughout your generation.
Throughout your generations. That means forever. That don't mean you go into captivity and you forget. But we did forget because we lost our history and culture. But God brought it back to our minds. Is that it? Read on.
You shall keep it a feast by an ordinance forever.
By ordinance forever. By ordinance forever. Give me the, you still holding me around me. So give me Joshua. Don't give me Numbers 9 and 4. Don't scratch that. Let's go back to Deuteronomy. Verse 3. Yeah, verse 3. That's where we was at.
Deuteronomy 16, verse 3. Thou shalt eat no leavened bread with it. 7 days shalt thou eat unleavened bread therewith, even the bread of affliction. For thou camest forth out of the land of Egypt in haste, that thou mayest remember the day when thou camest forth out of the land of
That's
Egypt.
what we're doing here today. We're remembering, keeping it as a memorial. Read.
That thou mayest remember the day when thou camest forth out of the land of Egypt all the days of thy life.
Read on.
And there shall be no leavened bread seen with thee in all thy coasts 7 days. Neither shall there be anything of the flesh which thou sacrifice the first day at even.
At what time?
The first day at even.
So all of these Sabbath sunrises, cut it out. At evening. Read.
Which thou sacrifice the first day at even remain all night until the morning.
Read. Watch this. Come on.
Thou mayest not sacrifice the Passover within any of thy gates.
Don't sacrifice the Passover in your case. Meaning if you at home and we were in our land, and you at home in Jerusalem right there, don't go in your backyard, get a goat, kill the goat, or kill the lamb, and say, "Oh, I kept the Passover, I'm good." No, don't sacrifice it. Go to Jerusalem and sacrifice the Passover. That's all it is saying. It doesn't mean you can't keep the Passover in any other land. In remembrance, or as a memorial. Y'all understand what I'm saying? Y'all looking at me like this. Like, you understand what I'm saying?
Bring it out.
All right. Come on.
Thou mayest not sacrifice the Passover within any of thy gates, which Yah thy power giveth.
Come on.
But at the place which Yah thy power shall choose to place his name in, there thou shalt sacrifice the Passover.
Read that again out.
But at the place which Yah thy power shall choose to place his name in, there thou shalt sacrifice the Passover at even.
That's when you sacrifice the Passover. There. All right, come on.
At the going down of the sun, at the season that thou camest forth out of Egypt.
Okay, so we're only supposed to kill the Passover at the place where Yah placed his name. Meaning you kill the lamb at Jerusalem. At Jerusalem. Okay? All right. So Yahushua said it like this. And I want to say this because we have some new people that just not coming to the truth or just not learning about this truth. This may perhaps be sitting here is not fully aware. It's not fully aware. So we want to make you fully aware of what's going on, okay? So let's go to, we're going to be very briefly here. Go to John 4. John 4:19. Is Yahushua taught on this wise? Yahushua is the Messiah, for those who may not know who I'm speaking about. Who the world erroneously calls Jesus or Christ. Okay?
It's like 4 and 14. John 4 and 14.
4 and 19. Start at verse 19.
Okay.
4:19, yeah.
The woman, John 4 and 19. The woman said unto him, Sir, I perceive that thou art a prophet. Our fathers worshipped in this mountain, and ye say that in Jerusalem is the place where men ought to worship.
Why did she say that? She said, you being a Jew, meaning Jew meaning Benjamin, Levi, what is it, Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, the southern kingdom, because this was a northern kingdom woman speaking. It was a woman of Samaria. She was from the northern kingdom. Samaria was the capital of the northern kingdom, Israel. Okay? I'm just trying to give y'all a whole lot of history in a short span of time. All right? She said, you being a Jew from the southern kingdom, you say, read.
Our fathers worshipped in this mountain.
Our fathers worshipped in this mountain. You say
that in Jerusalem is the place where men ought to worship.
So let me give you a short, brief history. Northern kingdom was worshiping in Samaria and setting up false idols in Samaria. Right? But the southern kingdom said, you guys are wrong. And you're supposed to come to Jerusalem to keep the feast. And they would not. So southern kingdom said, hey, guess what? You guys are wicked. You wicked as hell. Because you don't come down to Jerusalem and keep worship and keep the Passover like you're supposed to. So there was a split. Same people, but there was a split. 9 tribes was in the northern kingdom, 3 tribes was in the southern kingdom. Are y'all with me so far? Okay, so this woman particularly was a northern kingdom woman talking to Yahushua, who was the Messiah of the southern kingdom. He was of the tribe of Yehuda, or he was from the tribe of Judah. Read.
Yahushua said unto her, Woman, believe me. The hour cometh. The hour is coming when you shall neither in this mountain.
You're not either. You Israelites will not in Samaria, because the mountain means the land or the place where they dwell. So not in Samaria, read.
Nor yet Jerusalem.
Nor not even in Jerusalem, read.
Worship the Father.
You're not going to worship neither here or there. You know why? Because we both all going into captivity. We all going into captivity. So just because we say you need to come to Jerusalem right now to worship, guess what? You're not going to worship in Samaria in your false idol worship, and you're not going to worship in Jerusalem either. Because both nations are going into captivity. Read on.
Ye worship, ye know not what.
You worship what you don't know, what you do not know, because you worship in idols. That's what your forefathers did. Read.
We know what we worship.
We know what we worship because we worship at Jerusalem. Come on.
For salvation is of the Jews.
Why did he say that? Salvation is of the Jews. Read that. Come on. Y'all gonna get it. Y'all gonna understand where I'm going with this. Come on.
Ye worship, ye know not what. We know what we worship.
We know what we worship.
For salvation is of the Jews.
Salvation is of Southern Kingdom because we haven't left God's laws. We haven't left God's laws. Read.
But the hour cometh.
But the hour cometh.
And now is.
And now it's come upon us because I'm here. Now is the last days. Come on.
But the true worshipers shall worship
the
Father.
True worshipers is coming.
Shall worship the Father in spirit and in truth.
They're going to worship in spirit and truth. Why? Because when they get to captivity and y'all begin to open their eyes, they now are going to begin to worship in spirit and truth because they're not going to be at Jerusalem. It's not even going to be a temple here.
Bring it out.
Go on.
For the Father seeketh such to worship him.
He seeketh such to worship him. Come on.
Yah is a spirit.
He's a spirit.
And they that worship
and
him.
they that worship him, come on.
Must worship him.
Must worship him in spirit
and in truth.
And in truth. Give me John 15 and 26. I'm almost done. Give me John 15 and 26. They that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth. Read.
John 15, 26.
Come on.
But when the Comforter is come, whom I will send unto you from the Father,
what are you going to do?
Even the Spirit of truth, which proceeded from the Father,
come on,
he shall testify of me.
Read.
And ye also shall bear witness, because ye have been with me from the beginning.
From the beginning. Give me John 14 and 26. Work backwards. Go to the next chapter over, behind us. 14 and 26.
John 14 and 26.
Read.
But the Comforter, which is the Holy Ghost, the Holy Spirit, whom the Father will send in my name, he shall teach you all things and bring all things to your remembrance.
How do you bring it to our remembrance? I just said it's going to wake you up. We in captivity. We are pimps, hustlers, drug dealers, prostitutes, drug addicts, everything. Killing one another. We out here. Right? How do you take a group of thugs? Because y'all don't know something. And I'm going to say this on camera. You get 1, 2, 3, 4 thugs up here who believe on God. And he absolutely changed our lives. Changed our hearts, our minds, our spirits. We love God. We keep his commandments. We love our children. We love our women. We love our people. How did that happen? The Spirit brought us back to who we was. Brought it back to our remembrance of who we are. You take a people that lost their history, heritage, and culture, their language, forgotten people, then we don't know who we are. We just out here thugging. Then all of a sudden, boom, we wake up. And I go from Kareem to Yaakov. Go from Quakey to Keith. Go from Kwame to Keith. You understand? Y'all changed us. You woke us up to who we are. And we answered the call and began to walk in the laws and statutes of the Most High. That's what changed us. All right, give me Baruch. Somebody give me Baruch. Somebody get it quick. Baruch. I'm almost done. I know y'all fed up with me. I'm done. 2 and 30. 2 and verse 30. Baruch 2 and 30.
Baruch 2 and 30 reads, For I knew that they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people.
We was a stiff-necked people. Read.
But in the land of their captivity,
But in the land of our captivities, what happened?
they shall remember themselves.
We remembered ourselves. We were, I'm an Israelite. I was hard-headed, stiff-necked, doing whatever the heck I wanted to do, but now I remember I'm an Israelite. I'm a man of the Most High. A very peculiar, give me that scripture. Is that all the scripture? Give me Deuteronomy 7 and 8. Yeah, 7 to 6, yeah, 7 to 6. Give me that scripture, Deuteronomy 7 to 6. I'm sorry, y'all. I get excited about scripture. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Deuteronomy 7 and 6, read.
Read it, brother.
For thou art a holy people.
We're a holy people. Come on.
Thy Yah. The Most High Yah hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all people.
Read it again.
Above all people.
Read it again.
Above all people.
I don't think Israel understands that you above all people.
That upon the face of the earth.
That's a heavy scripture right there. That's a heavy scripture right there. Cream of the crop. Cream of the crop. So ask yourself a question, why are you living at the bottom of the barrel if you're the cream of the crop? That's what you got to ask yourself. Give you Deuteronomy 30, verse 1. I'm almost out, I promise you I'm almost out. I promise y'all.
Deuteronomy 30 and 1. And it shall come to pass, when all these things are come upon thee, the blessings and the curse,
When all these things come upon you,
which I have set before thee, and thou shalt call them to mind
you're going to call them to mind.
among all nations,
Watch this.
whither the Most High thy Yah hath driven thee, and shalt return unto the Master thy Yah, and shalt obey his voice
Read.
according to all that I command thee this day, thou and thy children, with all thine heart,
With all thy
and with all thy soul,
all thy soul.
that then the Most High Yah would turn thy captivity.
You're going to do what?
Turn thy
He's
captivity,
going to reverse our captivity. Come on.
and have compassion upon thee, and will return and gather thee from all the nations where the Most High thy Yah have scattered thee.
So the so-called Negro, the African American, and the so-called Negro in the earth has been scattered to the four corners of the world. And now we are remembering ourselves, or like Solomon said, we started to bethink ourselves. Bethink means to remember ourselves. That spirit has fell upon all of us. All of you here, the spirit of the Most High has, if you whether you know it or not, is upon you. The hand of God is upon you. Why? The spirit is beginning to help you remember who you are. Or I guarantee you would not be sitting here.